Hello, hello, hello. Dr. Alan Harper here, your Secure Vibe coder. And we're in for another live Secure Vibe coding session. We've been building this app called UserVibesOS.ai. And the purpose of this app is to be an AI enhanced one stop shop for developers to collect vibes from their users throughout the user journey lifecycle. So, whether that user is hitting the landing page as part of a funnel, or maybe they're filling out a survey that we give them, or putting them on a wait list or an email list, or maybe they're trying to hack you, in which case they're throwing off that kind of vibe, like a negative vibe. We want to catch that too. We call those alerts. And then maybe they have feature requests or bug reports, and we certainly want those. All right, because the best feature request will come from our users. All right, and then perhaps sentiment surveys, testimonies, and exit comments. It's a full life cycle, and we want to help developers capture those vibes. Now, there are competitors in different areas of this circle, but nobody has put it all together into a one-stop shop. Now, we are starting with the feedback module here. That's our MVP. And you can see the feedback module has bug reports and feature requests in it. Hey, 3Ds, I see you out there. Appreciate it. All right, so tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit more polishing. We're going to do a security test, right? It's been a couple weeks since we did that. And, I expect that we probably, broke some things in security over the last couple weeks, and we'll have to fix that. And then really we're ready to launch this thing. Now I'm going to take tomorrow off. That's Sunday. And then we'll come back Monday and we'll start, going out and finding where our users are hanging out, and we'll start registering there, start participating, and you guys can do the same. But I'm going to kind of show you how I'm thinking about it. And we'll do that Monday. And then through next week, we'll just start providing value in different places and being present and that kind of thing. All right. So tonight, what we're going to do first is take a look at our to-do list here, long to-do list. There's 6 months worth of stuff that we've already done if we were doing this manually. And we've done it in about 60 days or 60 hours. Okay. It's like a week and a half of labor. And we've got about 6 months worth of output, just guessing. Because I've done a lot of this before and I know how long it takes to do this stuff manually. And that's why we love vibe coding so much, right? But we are secure vibe coders. So tonight we're going to get another dose of that. And that's the kind of stuff that you don't get on the other channels. So that's why you hang out with me. If you want to learn more about me, check out my QR code up there or link in the description. This video is sponsored by me. And inside of that free mentoring group there, you'll find about 7,800 people just like you that are trying to work on these AI and cyber skills. Okay. And then also inside of there, you'll find a lot of free resources. You find me in there providing value daily. You'll find also my secure vibe coding masterclass up in there, up in the classroom. And if you get access to that, then you'll get more access to me because I can come alongside you then and more purposefully help you, including, connecting with you one-on-one initially. All right. So again, that's what I have in store for you inside of my mentoring. I encourage you to check that out. But tonight, what we're going to do is we are going to work on confirming that the canceled subscriptions are actually registered in dub.co. All right. And I'm going to put eyes on, I want AI to put eyes on that code. All right. Because we did that like in about 30 minutes. We implemented that whole thing. And I just want to make sure those signals are coming back, and that we are seeing, users that are actually canceling their subscription. We want to make sure that those commissions are falling off in that case. Okay. All right. So let's get on it. Okay. So what we'll do here is, okay. Where's there it is. User Vibes OS. Okay. All right, so here's our User Vibes OS. Let's go ahead and just clean up some things. I guess we can clean up all this stuff. Close to the right. I love that first image. We were playing around with Nano Banana. That's pretty high quality, folks. We need to turn that into a video. Maybe it'll go viral. You know, all those YouTube or those Bigfoot videos are going viral all over the internet. We could do our own. Okay, just cleaning up some files here. All right. Okay. Recently, we implemented dub.co for our affiliate marketing. And I'm confident, and we've done some testing. We know that the clicks and the signups and all of that is working. But I want to make sure that we are also capturing cancellation messages from Clerk, and that we are aware if a user unsubscribes or cancels their subscription, so that we send that to Dub and we stop the commission collection for that user. Super important. I want you to use ultra thinking to evaluate the code, put eyes on the code, and then show me the code snippets of how that's done. Okay. Get some of my stuttering out of here. Okay. Okay, who else has joined us here tonight? I see a few more people out there. Drop me a hello. Unless you're a bot, of course. But with the real humans, please stand up. Okay, it's reading, or it's trying to read the dub LLMs file. Looks like it choked on it because of its size, but now it's doing a different search. It's reading 82 lines of it. That's good. Update customer. Yep, it's researching, man. It's doing its thing. It's doing exactly what I told it to do. When you tell it to use ultra thinking, it's going to slow down. You can see like this is taking a couple minutes. It's going to use its thinking cap, right? And a lot of times it acts like it has a dunce cap on. But if you say ultra think or ultra thinking, then one word, then it goes and does its highest level of reasoning. Okay. I don't know if you guys have been studying or watching the open code drama out there. I really like, I was really starting to take a look at open code to see if it would replace my Claude Code for me. A lot of people are swearing by it. Okay, let me focus here. Oh, look here, guys. We see, look what it had. It had the user sign up, the first payment, and the recurring payments, but it had no subscription canceled and no subscription ended. Wow. Okay. You are not capturing. I'm glad we asked. Yes. Implement that, dude. Okay. Yeah. All right. So open code. Open code recently has been, there's still a small player. It's an open source project. I hear the guys who wrote it are pretty interesting and really good. And the user interface is much better than Claude Code. And I like Claude Code, but Claude Code's got some errors in it. Like you notice sometimes it'll flicker and I have to like adjust the size of the screen. And I've told you like, just make sure you increase that. And it usually will keep it from flickering, but like it's got some issues. Sometimes if you scroll up while it's working, like right there, it's going to jump to the top of the thread and then you got to scroll back down. It's a pain in the butt. Sometimes it just actually breaks the terminal, and we've had to like like cancel it before because like it all looked like it was Chinese or something. I've seen that happen. Well, if you look at OpenCode, it looks sweet. They present the data in a little bit more easy user friendly manner. They don't hide stuff. Like a lot of times they'll hide stuff here with the control 0. And then when you go to do the control 0, you can't even see it. It's just, once you've seen open code, it'll open your eyes to like Claude Code could really improve its user interface. It's not that good. Now I thought it was good because it's the only thing I'd seen. And probably if you're coming at this from like a Codex or, like the Gemini CLI or something, theirs is probably polished too, but I've never messed with those. But anyway, OpenCode was starting to gain traction. They got up to 1 million monthly active users, MAU it's called. And that got the attention of Anthropic, and they got smacked in this recent smackdown on API keys. So you can no longer run the subscription of Claude through OpenCode. So you know what OpenCode did? Like a couple of days later, like this is just a couple of days ago, they opened up their own subscription model. And they're packaging the Anthropic models under it at a comparable rate limit. Now, remember a couple weeks ago at 3Ds, I asked you, I said, can anybody find the rate limits for Anthropic? They seem to mysteriously remove them from their site. Like you can't find what are the rate limits? It's a mystery. I think it's because they've been competing with these guys and they're tired of everybody matching them. Makes sense. So they're kind of hiding there, being mysterious. But look, I'm paying for this thing. Shouldn't I deserve to know how many credits I could use? It's just kind of mysterious. But anyway, so what OpenCode is doing is they have released like a $200 plan, and they claim that it will be comparable in rate limits to Anthropic. So the problem I see with that is the skills and stuff won't transfer immediately. Like there is something called open skills, I get it, but like I'm gonna have to port a lot of crap over. Like I got agents, I got commands. I'm gonna have to, that's gonna be some drama. So I'm not sure I'm in for that right now. So that's the only hesitation I have in like just jump and ship. You guys know how I feel about it. Like I love Claude Code, but if something better is out there, I'm jumping ship. They don't pay me, I pay them. And when they're not fixing these bugs and stuff, that's not cool. All right, so here we go. Put a new webhook in, blah 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 blah. Okay, subscription cancellation handling for Dub. Okay, all that. Okay, here's the actual Dub track sale. Okay, it's a subscription canceled is the message that we should get. I just want to make sure all that. Okay, log for monitoring. Okay, good. Okay. Now, when a user cancels their subscription in Clerk, the subscription updated webhook fires, and the handler detects cancel that. Okay, so make sure that your Clerk webhook is configured to send subscription updated events. And I think we did that, but let's go double check. I remember way back when we set this up, like on day 2. Check Clerk dashboard webhooks, your endpoint, ensure the billing events are enabled. Okay. All right, let's look. Okay. Clerk. Okay. So this is production. Okay, we should be able to go down here to somewhere, settings. Where's the daggone down here? No. I know it's in here. Where's the daggone webhooks? Maybe it's up under, nope. Here it is, under developers. Duh. Webhooks. Okay, so what we want to do is make sure that we are configured. Updated. Okay, so that's just the API. I want to know, that's the event catalog. I want to know how it's actually configured. And I think what we might have to do is go in here. Yes. Okay, so here we go. See here? So we are getting right here, user updated events. Okay. All right, but I should also be able to see that up here or right here. Okay, here's the subscribed events right here. Payment attempt updated. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to screenshot this, send it back to Claude Code and say, is this what you're asking? Compacting conversation. Nice. You know, another bug I've noticed recently with Claude Code is that they create this plan document. They'll give it a funny name, like, you know, I don't know, Infinite Gerbil or something like that. And they keep updating that plan document instead of creating new ones. Now, when they first came out with that technique, they were creating new ones and you had like a random name on each of your plans, which I thought was cool. But now what they do is they're stuck in this loop where they keep updating the same plan. Now, that may not sound significant, but you're wasting tokens because they have to read that plan. They have to and you'll see edits where they're cutting lines out and adding new lines. Well, that's wasting tokens. I'd rather them just create a new plan and not have to go through the reading part and the deletion part of the old code. So that's not very efficient at all. And again, that's a bug. So these guys are, you know, starting to nerf it, like even in their user interface, which is their bread and butter. They really need to step it up or somebody's going to dethrone them. And then every time we start saying that, like they come out with a whole new set of models and everybody just forgets about all those problems. Okay. Hey, Papula. He says, I'm literally driving right now, but once I park in my squad, I will join your next stream. Yeah. Hey, that's awesome. He asked me to add him onto Discord. I don't have a Discord for this group. I do everything inside of school. So you can catch me in school, link in the QR code or in the description of this video. You can join my free mentoring group in there. You can DM me all you want in there. Okay. I do have Discord, but not for this stuff. God knows I'm in like about 24 Discord channels like you all are. I'm not trying to add another one. Okay. All right, here we go. Just updating Convex now. Okay, now what it's doing is pushing that up to main. Okay, I want to see what it said about that image I put in. Oh, crap. See, look here. Now I can hit Control O. I should be able to see some history here. Okay, good. Okay, where's it at? Control E to see the previous one. See, oh, this is kind of crappy. Oh, okay, wait a minute. It was telling me. And see how it jumped to the top? See, it's buggy, man. And it never really bothered me much until I saw something better. And then now that's the way it works, right? That's the way it works. Come on, man. Why is it now jump to the top again? That's annoying. Okay, hold on a second. I just want to know, what did it think about that screenshot I gave it? This is all the code that it wrote to put that stuff in. Okay, here's the image that I gave it. Okay, sessions being continued from the previous conversation ran out of context. Yeah, no crap. Okay, here's the summary of it. I don't need all that. Tell me what's up with the image. Okay, I don't think it saw the image. Okay. Okay, right here. Based on your webhook screenshot, you need to add subscription updated event to your webhook configuration. Currently, it only has these. Okay, good. Good to know. Subscription updated. Edit. Sweet. We can do this. Right there. Okay, save. Bam, just that easy. Now what'll happen is those webhooks will come over to us. Okay, and it'll come out here to Convex. All right, sweet. Now let's just make sure that's our production Convex. But I already have that up somewhere here. Clear Gerbil. Clear Gerbil is the production one. Clear Gerbil 971. Okay, cool. All right, guys, we are in business. So now, if somebody unsubscribes, we'll get that signal and we'll handle it. We'll pass it on to Dub. Okay. Now, what I'm going to tell it one more time. Okay, I've added that webhook signal. Now, I want you to use Ultra Thinking to once again evaluate our implementation against the plan and make sure that we are capturing all these events, in particular, this updated subscription event. It is critically important that we not pay subscription commissions infinitely. And make sure we're passing that on to Dub appropriately. I like to do this trick occasionally, and what that'll do is it just makes Claude slow down and use another session of UltraThink to go out and look at all that code one more time. And sometimes it'll find something, and it may, and then it'll fix it. That's, in essence, the beginnings of a Ralph loop. You guys know about Ralph, right? Ralph Wiggums? Taking the internet by storm. It's a Simpson character. There's something called a Ralph loop where you put Claude code into this loop and it just runs infinitely. Well, not really, but it runs for days or hours until it breaks through and solves a problem. Okay, we call it a Ralph loop. Some people use it as a verb. They say, I'm Ralphing it, or I'm going to Ralph that problem. And that's what they're talking about. It's pretty cool. I must admit, those guys are sharp that created it. It's so simple that it's genius, but it's also kind of crude in the sense that it's like a blunt force trauma weapon. It's like a sledgehammer, right? Like I'm usually try to be more surgical. No, Ralph is like a sledgehammer. Look here. Oh, okay, it's out reading some stuff. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, read to your heart content, man. All right, let's start another one. And let's get going on the security review. Comprehensive security assessment. And what that should do is it should invoke its skills, and it should use our third-party scanner called SEMGREP. That's what I want to see happening. Okay, here we go. I'll launch a comprehensive security assessment using the security orchestrator or agent. Beautiful. All that comes as part of the Secure Vibe Coding OS that I gave you guys for free. Okay, so here it goes. It's going to run that now. It's echoing the start time. Okay, go. It's going to make a really nice document. First, it's making a log of what the orchestrator is doing. We can check that out. Okay. It's actually smacking the last log that it had. It's created a new one over here. Okay, so we go ahead and say, okay, yes, proceed. Okay. Okay, so we'll just leave that file up and we'll see the log go. Okay, now what it should do is create the threat model. You see step 1, it creates a threat model and an architecture analysis. And that's what it's doing now. Okay, what'd this thing do over here? It's still trying to research. Don't ask again. Read. I appreciate it going out and reading the docs and stuff. We have to get that right. Okay, it's reading up on all the clerk, excuse me, the clerk webhooks. Okay, do your thing, man. All right, here's the security orchestrator doing its thing. Okay, I could use some of you guys that are developers out there to, like 3Ds. I know you got an account up there, right? Create a board and make sure that the instructions on the embed page are clear and that you can actually like launch a feedback panel like on just a little Next.js app that you stand up. I'd appreciate that feedback. And if you guys are going to be promoting it, you want to know it works, right? So I've tested it before, but I'd appreciate a couple more eyes on it, all right? And we may test it again here shortly. And so like do a security mode 1, security mode 2. You know, security mode 2 requires you to generate that JWT token. And I walk you through all of that on the embed page, right? Now, ultimately, what we probably need to do is put a help page in there, like an instructions guide with screenshots and stuff. And we'll work on that once we start, like after we're promoting it, like I'll do half promotion and then we'll do half improvement and we'll just keep doing that. I don't want to keep polishing it. We need to start telling people about it because it's worthy right now of somebody signing up. Wouldn't it be cool when we get our first sale? That will be awesome, guys. We will have a party. Okay. Okay, I appreciate that 3Ds. I appreciate you getting up on a what is it, Sunday morning over there just to listen to me. It's awesome, man. Okay, here it goes. Starting step 2. Well, no, it's not. It's actually anticipating it's going to start step 2. It hasn't actually done it yet. Here it is right here. Starting step 2. Yes. Okay, that was interesting. Okay, so here's the threat model. The threat model is complete. Looks like this. Let's look at it. Threat model is custom just for this app. Okay, so it'll be custom for your app too. It's very important before you run a security scan that you actually know what your tech stack is, what your trust boundaries are, all of that, right? Critical security functions. This helps keep the false positives down, right? Because like it might say that you got no rate limiting, but then it's got to come back here and look at the architecture and see that you actually do. And then it's going to have to follow up and validate that. Look, it's even got the dub stuff in it, okay? And the email resend stuff in it. It knows that we're doing Stripe via clerk. Okay, so this is awesome, guys. Like this is going to be a quality review. It's actually using, you can use Mermaid, which is a plugin to actually see these architectural drawings, but I'm not going to mess with that right now. Okay, here's the threat analysis by Stride. Stride is just a common framework to do threat modeling. Okay, and it's all in here, guys. You can check it out on your own project. I gave you guys all that for free. Okay, so now what it's doing is it should be doing the next part, which is right here, performing a vulnerability discovery, both automated and manual. You see right here, it's running semgrep, and here's the raw results. Right now it's empty, but that should fire up here shortly. Here it comes. Okay, sweet. Semgrep is a really awesome tool, guys. Check it out. Like, here's what it looks like. You don't need the pro version, but it's pretty cool. I think I've signed up for the pro version. I forget half the stuff I've signed up for. It's this really cool web-based product, but you can also run it from a command line, and it's really cool. It's got a really good interface. It really does. Let's see. I'll show it to you on the inside. Okay, so when you come into it, it's got some sample like results in it. Like, so for example, let's see, where's it at? Projects. Okay, it's got this demo project of OWASP Juice Shop. I ran this, it looked like 4 months ago or something. It said it might have already disappeared out of here. Yeah, there are no scans for this in the last month. Yeah, it deleted them. Sorry, guys. All right. But I don't post my results up here in the web. I just usually keep it at the command line because you can do that too, equally as well. So what I do is I put them into a markdown file, which you're going to see here shortly. The only thing I don't like about the security assessment is you got to babysit it and you got to hit yes many times. Now I could probably upgrade that and put some allow statements in it, but that's a bit tricky. But I could probably improve that. Yeah. 3D said that he ran a security audit on an app yesterday that was built on the Secure Vibe Coding OS, and it was amazing. Yeah, it probably came up in good shape, especially right out the box. It's like 90%, 95%. And then your job is just not to mess it up. The problem is when you're vibe coding, everything you do, like when we added those APIs for like resend, it probably did something insecurely. It'd be very subtle, like an edge case, but now we got to catch it. Okay. And, had I been moving a little slower, we would have ran a scan after we did that, and we probably would have caught it then. But we're going to catch it now. Like we just implemented Dub, and that included like some webhooks and stuff. We got to make sure that all that stuff is sound, like that it's all protected, like that our APIs are not exposed unnecessarily. Somebody can't find our API and start banging on it, right? So this is what you do security scans for. Okay, so here it goes. It's doing its thing. Okay, here's the raw findings file. Okay, 15 total findings so far. Oh, look, so we've got some highs. Okay, token default, secret fallbacks. I'm not terribly concerned about that. Here's some mediums, medium, low, high, cross-site scripting. Okay, yeah, that'll get my attention. Okay, here's another medium. Mediums, I'm less concerned about. It's highs and criticals that we're going to fix before we get many people in here. There's mediums. If we have time, then we'll fix the mediums and lows. That's typically what you do in cyber. Priority is criticals and highs. Those are must-haves, especially criticals. Criticals means like you can get hacked. Highs mean that like, okay, it might crash your site. It's like a performance impact, but you're probably not going to get like rooted, like owned by a bad guy. But like, and then mediums go down from there. They're just more annoying. Like somebody might like come in and crash a page or something. They can't steal any data. Okay, so that's kind of the way it works. And low is usually like informational. Like here we go. Hard-coded test JWT secret in the script. Okay, well that's on the scripts folder and nobody can get to that. Now what it's going to do is it runs these findings and then it runs this other agent to reduce the false positives. Okay. It's doing a trace input sources right now. This is really cool. This trace input sources is going to actually trace each one of these vulnerabilities and see if an attacker can actually exploit it. That's a really important part of a security assessment because like a scanner will give you all the stuff that it sees, but then a human or an agent has to like look at it and go, no, wait a minute. Like that's a false positive because he can't even get to that API because of these other layers that the scanner wasn't aware of. Okay, so that's called tracing your input sources to see if you can get to what's called a sink, which the sink is the vulnerability. So you want to know if your sources can make it to sinks. That's just a technical phrase or term in the industry. Okay. All right, who else joined me here tonight? I see we got quite a few people out there. Somebody drop me a hello. 3Ds and myself, it's kind of lonely here. But I see you guys hanging out there. Well, the real humans, please stand up. If you're catching up, we're running a security scan on this app that we wrote called User Vibes OS. It's working really well. It's an AI enhanced tool that allows developers to get feedback from their users using AI. We really love it, and we're polishing it now, and we're doing a security scan on it, and then we're going to go out and start selling it and promoting it next week. Okay, so I'm going to be off tomorrow, and then Monday we'll come back at 8 p.m. New York time, and we will start banging on from a marketing point of view. Okay, so yeah. And spoiler alert, we're going to use Claude to do a lot of that marketing. We're going to tell it to like write posts for us that we can post in different places. We're going to tell it to write, DMs or emails or whatever we end up deciding to do. Claude's going to be a big part of it because we're going to vibe market is what it's called, vibe marketing. So we've been doing vibe coding. Now you're going to see some more vibe marketing. We've already seen some vibe marketing. The blogs that I wrote, I've got about 50 blogs up there. They're vibe coded, right? And 3Ds tells me they're pretty good. Okay. Check out the blogs on our website, guys. It's uservibesos.ai. All right. Hey, Gideon. He's a real human. Hey, thank you. It's your first time. Hope to catch up. Thanks. Yeah, so look, we've been at this, Gideon, just helping you out. We've been at this for about 60 hours now. That's a week and a half, but we've spread it out over 2 months because I only do about an hour a night. Okay, and I took like a week off for Christmas and stuff, and I take a week off here or there, or a day off here or there. So we're making this app called User Vibes OS, and here's the purpose of it: to be an AI-enhanced one-stop shop for developers to collect vibes from their users throughout the user journey lifecycle. So we want to go full cycle, like full life cycle of the user, whether it's a landing page, a survey, a wait list. Eventually, we'll help developers do all of that. But right now, we're focused on a feedback module, right, that allows us to catch bug reports and feature requests. We've got that working. That's our MVP. Okay, so we're laser focused on that. We're not getting distracted by the other parts. And we've got it working now. Like I said, we got about a week and a half worth of labor if we did it 8 hours a day. Okay, but it's about 60 hours. And I think we have about 6 months worth of output. Here's all of the to-do list. And each one of these was like a night's worth of work, or maybe 2 or 3 nights at 1 hour each. Okay, it sounds like a lot, but it's not. All right, but if I was to do that, like each one of these could be like a week's worth of effort. Okay, so like we're implementing major things here. Like we implemented like an email capability, and we did it like in 30 minutes. That would have taken like a week to go research that, plug it into the code, test it. We did all of that like in 30 minutes. We enabled some analytics and affiliate marketing in another session. It took us about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Okay, like vibe coding is real, and we're proving that we can build a production grade vibe coded app. Here's what it looks like. Okay, so I went kind of quick. Here's what the home site looks like. User Vibes, there's an S there. Uservibesos.ai. And here's what it looks like on the back end. Pretty sexy. And here's what it looks like where we capture each signal from the user. And we actually use AI to do that. We probably should update this screenshot to show our AI piece because that was new. Okay, but here's what it looks like on the back end. But what I was saying is on the front end, we've got these blog articles that Claude Code wrote for us. And they're pretty darn good, man. Look at these images. We would have had to pay somebody from, wherever, like $10, $15, $20 to produce this before AI, because they would have had to use Photoshop and all this crap. We did this in about 50 seconds using Nano Banana, using a script that we created the other day with Claude Code. and it cost about a penny or two. Okay, like it's amazing. This was part of Vibe marketing. And then each night, I usually tell it to write 10 more of these things. And so we'll probably do that. Let's kick up another session here. Claude. Love Claude Code. I run Claude Code within Anti-Gravity, but I only use Anti-Gravity as a shell. Like, I'm not using all the bells and whistles in Anti-Gravity because they make you use an API key and all, and I'm not doing that. Okay, also, we did the image without MCP. Yeah. We created that image on Nano Banana with straight at their API, and it was actually after banging with the MCP for a while and failing. And that's probably much smarter and more maintainable just to go directly. We don't have to work. We don't have to depend on that MCP. All right, now check this out. Okay, do some research on our project here and the image that I'm going to give you, where we're heading. Then use our command called create blogs. But I want you to first identify 10 relevant articles that we can publish today based on this diagram. So what I do, guys, I come back over here. I treat this thing like a co-partner, right? Like a co-founder. I just come over here and I say, okay, like, all right, you're the marketing expert. Here's what we're doing. Okay, I just copy paste that into Claude and I say, give me 10 blog articles. And so what it's going to do is go off and research those topics, and it's going to give me 10 relevant articles. Okay, and I only want like 10 a day, because if you do much more than that, like 20 or 50, like you start to light up like a Christmas tree on the Google algorithm, and it's not a good thing. They start to put you in a sandbox and they put you in jail. Like, it's called SEO jail, and you never get out of it. Like, you'll be for years trying to like rank on Google, and you're just wasting your time because you screwed up when you started it. So you want to start slow. You want to ramp it up. Okay, I've made that mistake before. Like, I've dumped like 100 things up there and it didn't go well. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. Right? Patience, grasshopper. Patience. Okay, so what it's doing now is it's doing research, and it's going to find those 10 articles. Let's see what we got going over here. More stuff. I wish I didn't have to keep hitting. Yes, I know there's a way to put allow statements in here and just do that. I thought I did that before, actually, but I don't know. Okay, so now it's generating the comprehensive security report after it reduced all of the findings. Like, it should have gotten rid of the false positives. Now, it uses subagents to do that. And each of those subagents get their own context window. It's very efficient. Okay. All right. Come on. What's the blog articles? Here they are. Okay. Landing page feedback. Okay. Survey-driven user qualification. Anticipate stage. Wait list management. So see, it's talking about stuff that we're not even doing yet. That's good, because by the months go by, and we start implementing those other features, we'll start getting some clicks coming in for that functionality. Okay, so I'm not afraid of that. That's actually a good thing. Okay, so now say go ahead, create all 10 of these articles using create blog command. Here we go. Okay. Don't ask again. Just run it. I just started that session, so I had to give it some permissions. Okay, first it's going to build a to-do list for all 10 articles. I want to keep an eye on to make sure I don't have to give it any more permissions. Okay, so here's each of the articles. And what we're going to start seeing is those nice Nano Banana images popping up over here. Pretty cool. Let's go back to our security results here. It's taking this thing so long. We still don't have our final report. It should be coming any second now. Okay, up here, what are we doing? Oh, we're still researching. What the heck, man? I thought I told it to keep going. Okay, excellent. It found the SDK. Well, duh. Okay, let me check for the exact API signature. Okay, cool. Do your thing. I hope you're learning new ways to use Claude Code. It's such a valuable tool. I mean, I don't know everything. Like, I'm not using hooks and stuff, and someday I'm going to learn that, but like, I'm doing most of the stuff in it. Okay, it's writing this article. It's writing the final report right now. Yeah, here it comes. All right, and here's the blog article starting to come in too. But what we want is the final report right here. Okay, we'll open that in preview mode. Okay, here it comes. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's the threat model. We want the... Is there anything in this thing yet? Okay, so that was the final report of the threat model. That's not what we want. We want the security assessment. Okay, here we go. Open in preview. Okay, look here. That's incorrect. Assessment date 30 November. It doesn't know what today's date is. I'll bet you what it did was it updated the previous one. No, it shouldn't have. Because I think we previously ran it back around that time. But anyway, that's okay. Okay, 8 high to critical severity findings. Okay, we need to fix these. Cross-site scripting here. Missing HTML, missing standardization. Okay. 2 high findings. Okay, so where's the 8? Man, come on, man. You're you're nerfing it on me here. Okay, it's telling us what we got strong, what we got partial, what we got weak. Okay, this major cross-site scripting. And what I'm going to tell it to do is I'm going to use one more thing here. I'm going to use one more trick in my tool bag. Okay, so hold on a second. Yes. Still creating that maybe final report. Yeah, here. And maybe that has the, maybe they get rid of some of these false positives. Because I'm going to ask it to use Opus, and Ultra Thinking to once again make sure we don't have any false positives in this. I want it to go look at the code and actually tell me that if this thing's truly vulnerable. Because sometimes, false positives still sneak in. Too many times it's asking for permission. Okay, here's these articles coming in. Here's some of the images we're getting. Look at that, guys. Tell me that's not a banger image right there. Like, that's a darn good thumbnail for YouTube. Like, these split screen thumbnails are really hot right now. Like, stop, go, right? Stop is red. Don't do that. Okay, blue over here. That's where you want to go. Okay, that's really good. Like, that's a good thumbnail for YouTube, if I dare say so myself. Okay, here's a bug report one. Check this out. Look at the quality of that, guys. Unbelievable. Jeez. AI-powered feature analysis, transforming ideas into jobs to be done insights. Yeah, this is us. This is what we do. We take feature requests, we turn them into jobs to be done. We get structured insights with AI, and then we get product opportunities out of that. I couldn't have dreamed up a better idea for like an image, and there'll be a blog associated with that. Okay, like, are you guys picking up what I'm putting down here? Yeah, it's incredible. Look at that 3Ds. Like, I'm telling you, like people that are in the graphic artists, I feel for you. Like, your job is done, right? It's coming for all of us, but I'm sorry you had to go first. Okay, I hope you guys reskill and you learn how to use Nano Banana to do whatever work you can get left, right? For the people who don't know about it yet, but your days are over. Like, I'm never paying a graphic artist again. I'll guarantee that. And I don't suggest you guys do either. Those images are just amazing. Look at this one, guys. Intelligent chatbots and engagement. Okay. Yeah, cybersecurity insights. That's what we get as part of our security monitoring tool. Look at this, sentiment insights. We haven't even got to sentiment yet, but we will. Okay, AI-powered survey qualification. You know what I'll do is once we start building those, I'll say, go look at the blogs and make sure that you're implementing what we said we did in our blogs. You guys get that? All right. Look at this one. Look at this thing. Amplify your success with real results. Now, this is a lie. Okay. All right. Join the wait list. Something big is coming. We don't have a wait list. Oh, this is wait list management. Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. This is just an example of testimonial. This is kind of like what they're saying. Like we're going to gather testimonials from our users for our users. And so this would be an example, like trusted by 10,000 clients. That's what you want. So that's what the blog article is about. It's not us. Like we don't have 10,000 clients. Okay, sweet guys. All right, focus. See if those articles are being written. What's taking this daggone thing so long? Why does it say status check of articles? Yes, give me a status check. Tell me real time. What's up with these things? Looks like it's running like, when you see a checklist like this, it's running sub-agents. But see, it should be giving me feedback as it goes. It shouldn't just like, that list should be getting ticked off or changed or completed. And it's not. It's buggy. Okay, right here is the overall assessment. Read the report, start fixing. Okay. I want you to use ultra thinking to once more take a look at this final report and then go look at the code that's involved in each one and make sure that you remove any false positives. Like, so if after looking at the code, if you still believe with all the things considered and even other layers of controls that we have, I want you to eliminate any false positives, but be certain when you do that. Okay. I don't want any false negatives. Okay. You have false positives and false negatives. False positives are false alerts. Okay. We want to get rid of those because we don't want to go fixing something that's not broken. We also don't want false negatives. False negatives is the other side of the same coin. It's when it deletes something out of the report that it shouldn't have. And we actually have that issue. Okay, that would be called a false negative. So we have a negative report, but it's actually false. Like that's a scary thing. As a security pro, that's the thing that worries me, is that we don't know about something and we get hacked, right? That's called a false negative. And you want to avoid those as a security guy. So I told it to be very careful and make sure that it's certain so we don't get false negatives. Okay, so here we go. Here's Dub's thing. I would implement, it says it would, that there's an issue here. Okay, hold on. Okay, found some issues. I'm glad we did this another level review. Critical issue found. Our current approach of tracking a zero sale does not actually cancel or stop commissions. It only creates a new sale event record. The original affiliate commissions remain in pending status and will still be paid out after the holding period expires. Okay, according to this article, commission statuses are pending, processed, and paid. To stop commissions, you must explicitly update them to canceled, refunded, fraud, or duplicate status. Okay, so here's what Dub actually requires, and there's a whole article on it. Okay, so yes, daggone, fix that, man. Okay, so the first implementation wasn't good, and we caught it on a recheck. You see that? You guys catch that? Okay, yes, implement this. Correct the fix. Okay, we're banging here. We got 3 things going. I really want to know what is the problem here. Okay. What is the status of this task? Show me progress. I never seen it do that where it just goes off and doesn't create the articles or anything. It obviously created the images, so I want to know where's the blog articles. I don't see them. Okay, so now it's going back and doing a comprehensive analysis. It's trying to identify the false positives with evidence. Okay, good. We say like we get as many eyeballs on this as possible, and that really what we want is agent eyeballs, right? Because I've only got 2, but my AI friends have infinite. Okay, so right here, original total was 15. The false positives removed was 6. True positives confirmed 6. Okay, that's half of them. Okay, and just about. Okay, only this one requires immediate attention. CSRF default secret. Okay, good. It's missing a PII redaction. Well, we don't even have PII in our site, but we can go ahead and do that anyway. In case in the future we do somehow pass some address or something, or maybe one of our users passes something. Okay, is your security logged? Okay, check this out. Your security logging is GDPR compliant, and that's why we want to fix it. So because GDPR requires PII redaction. Okay, the widget cross-site protection is adequate. Okay, so these are the things that it's kind of found as false positives too. Okay, so here's recommended actions. Remove all the default fallbacks. Yes. Throw an error. Yes, I agree with that. Fallbacks is like this thing that we do in code, and it often gets us in trouble because the fallback is often an insecure position. Okay, that's a bad thing. Like we don't want to fall back into an insecurity, and unfortunately it does that a lot. Like vibe coding does that. Like you'll find a bunch of fallbacks in your code, and you're like, when you look at it, you're like, why did they do that? Because what they're trying to do is make sure you get less errors. But in that fallback position, it's often less secure. It's something like easier. It's an easier gate for it to get over. And that's a bad thing from an attack point of view. Okay. Your security posture is stronger than the initial report indicated. Yes, no kidding. Okay, so do this 3Ds. I bet you didn't like go back and tell it. I even sometimes tell it 2 or 3 times. I'm not afraid to say, okay, do it again. Do another tough assessment with ultra thinking. And it will go, it's non-deterministic. So it goes with a new mind, a new context window, and it might find another issue or 2. Okay, and I do that until I'm satisfied, and then I go ahead and move forward, right? Okay, the original assessment had significant false positives. Yeah, no kidding. All right, so look, okay, fix these. Okay, I'm just gonna, and we're gonna run that, and we're not gonna see the results of it tonight because I'm gonna wind this down. Myself and 3Ds are tired for different reasons. He's on the other side of the world, and he woke up to watch this. He's going back to bed, and I am just had a long day. So I'm going to bed over here. I want to know where our daggone blog articles are though. I see, well, that's not even one. Hope I don't have to like start over on this task here. Yes, write them directly. What the heck? I've got 9 background tasks here for each of these articles. I have no idea why it's messing around. See how it's jumping to the top? I hate that. It's a bug. Now I'm going to keep talking about Claude Code until I actually get off of it now. So now it's writing all 10 of these articles in parallel. I don't care. Just write them. Okay. I see other stuff coming in here. It's the fixes. of this. It only had like 4 things that it needed to fix like immediately. I don't know about this one, this JWT secret rotation support. I might tell it to, okay, stop what you're doing here. And on this next one, tell me more about find 008. That we start messing with our JWT tokens, I get nervous because it took us a week to get that working right. Don't be afraid to tell your agents to stop and back up and do something else. So when you ask it to do something over and over again, like that's part of a Ralph Wiggum loop, okay? That's, again, those of you who joined late, go check out Ralph Wiggum. This guy made an article. If you do Ralph Wiggum Claude, you see everybody's talking about it lately. Look at this, 6 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago. It's all over Twitter and YouTube. So this guy right here, Jeffrey Huntley, made this article back last July. And it was kind of, didn't get a lot of fanfare. But it's about the Homer Simpson, or the Simpsons character called Ralph Wiggum. And he's kind of like a not too smart kid. And he just bumbles his way through life, and like he just brute forces his way through things, right? Like he will just grind, and just keep attempting even though he's failing. All right, so this guy wrote a blog article and said, what if Ralph Wiggum was a software engineer? Okay, he's cooking, he's a dev. All right, and this is the guy who wrote the article. Mad props to him, okay? His name's Jeffrey Huntley. I think he's Australian. Sharp dude. And basically what he does is he puts Claude in a loop. Now this is just pseudocode here. This is just a simplification, but he sends a while loop, and he says, okay, cat a prompt into, pipe it into Claude code until you're done. Now this is just a simplification. In reality, you have to put like an exit code in here, an exit test every time through the loop to see if you're done. And what this allows you to do is run Claude like on this problem over and over and over again. Like I could put this this security assessment in a Ralph loop, okay, and it would just keep running it, and I'll just go to bed. And it'll run it until there are no more findings and all the things are fixed. And I'll wake up in the morning and I'll have a PR sitting there, a pull request for me to review and push into production when it fixes all those things. See, that's a good use of a Ralph loop, because now I'd have to sit here and just keep iterating manually. And who's got time for that? We humans are able now to decouple from the terminal and just give it a long task and let it just grind for like days if it has to. Now there's token costs for that, so you wouldn't want to use Opus. You probably want to use a lot of Haiku and a lot of Sonnet 4, 5, or other models. But the point is that, like, you don't want to use your expensive token models because you grind through your tokens like in a few hours, right? Don't make that mistake. Don't be that guy. Okay. Man, dude, I'm disappointed. Last times we were reading those blogs, like they were coming up real time. I don't know what's up with this thing tonight. Where's it at? Okay, it says it created 2 of them, but like, where the heck's the rest? Where are those 2? I guess it's just taking a sweet old time tonight. I'm looking here. I want to see these blogs. Where are the blogs? Okay, here we go. Here's one. Okay, yeah, it's a blog. Where the heck's it at? Claude Code landing page feedback. Okay, there's the image, and here's the actual blog. Oh, here it is. It's asking me, do you want to make this edit? Yeah. Yes, allow all edits. I think what it was doing is it was stuck somehow in the background, agents needing permission, and now it surfaced one of them, and now I can go ahead and create these. That's buggy, man. You should have. Now look at them. They're coming in. Well, I'm glad I didn't have to stop it because I really like these images and I want to match them up. So like, for example, here was the landing page one. Remember that? Or here was the, let's see, the feature request one that we really like. Well, here's the blog for it. Well, it'll come up here in a second. Here's exit feedback. Okay, here's that one I really like. Here's what the blog looks like. Okay. And I don't have an MDX writer here, so what we have to do is actually see it on our homepage. And what we could do is we can cheat just by going here, localhost, and I use 3000 here, 3001. Okay. What I'll do is I'll log in to my local instance, my dev instance here. Okay, so that's the back end, but on the front end, we have this blog here. And there's the article right there, right? So here's what the quality of the article looks like, guys. Thanks for 3Ds to help me make that image format better up there the other day. All right, so here's our quality. Tell me this isn't a quality blog article that you wouldn't like read. It's in bulleted format, which helps people read faster. People love that. AI loves that because it can like churn through it faster. Okay, it's got some sentences, but a lot of it's code, blocks. Okay, it's pretty gnarly stuff here, guys. Like this is a technical blog. Okay, it's something that you'd put on Medium, right? Look here. In fact, there's an idea. Maybe I syndicate these all and put them out on Medium too. I have a Medium account, so I could do that. Yeah, that's a thought. And look, we got a table of contents over here that works. Look at that, guys. It's beautiful, man. And there's always a call to action at the bottom that says basically, if you want to learn more on how to act on user feedback, learn more here. And what it does, it takes you back to the homepage. Sweet. Okay. That's all you can ask for in a blog, man. We've got a bunch of them now. We've got like, I need to put a count up here, but we've got, goes on for days. We got like 60 of them at least. And I didn't write a single one of them. Okay. That's called vibe marketing. It's not all that complicated. We did it like in one day. We wrote the scripts and we had it blogging like in 1 hour. Okay. Where are the blogs I asked? Okay. So here's 2, 4, 6, 8. All right. It's working. It's working. I'll be patient. Okay. So here, I want to know more about this thing. Oh, look here. This is not an active vulnerability. Then why the heck are we trying to fix it? I don't want to break my JWT stuff. Okay, here it is. Okay, what is it? JWT authentication system has no built-in way to rotate or replace a project secret key. Currently, this happens. The secret key is stored in API keys. The current workflow is user creates a secret key, blah, blah, blah. Secret key is stored in there. Project references it as this, secret key ID. To rotate, the user must manually create a new key. Yes, okay, leave it like that for now. Update their backend and disable the old key. Okay. Yeah. The impact is they must manually do it. Okay, yes, that's the way I want it. Sites don't, like I have keys all over the place. They don't auto rotate. Like that would break the code. Okay. Some standards require periodic key rotation. Yeah, okay. That's up to the user. Limits exposure window. Yep. No, do not fix this. You will break my crap. Look here, this is not an active vulnerability. It's an operational security limitation. Then what the heck? That was a false positive, dude. Okay. Look, then I consider that a false positive. You just said it's not an active vulnerability. Mark it as such and do not fix it. Be very careful, like about certain critical functionality in your site. Your site will be different. You probably aren't doing JWT tokens a lot, but like you're doing something that is like your crown jewels, like that's super sensitive, like, and it breaks. It's very fragile. Then you want to make sure that you slow down whenever you're doing the security testing and telling it to just go blindly fix stuff, because you'll end up in a loop where for another few days or whatever, you're troubleshooting why your app's not working. It's because you broke it as part of your security fix, quote unquote. It's the drawback to security. Look, I've been in cyber 36 years, right? Longer than most of you have been alive. And I can tell you that there's a downside to cyber. Like, you break stuff, and sometimes it's frustrating to developers because, like, it was working and now it doesn't work because you guys wanted us to change this thing. Okay, well, hey, I'm sorry. You either break it and fix it, or a hacker breaks it and owns it. Okay, that's not good. That's like, I'll take those odds. Okay, so I'd rather make a developer mad and make them fix it, and then even work through troubleshooting, than like make the CEO mad when we get hacked. Okay, all right, guys, we're gonna wind this down because, like, we're not fixing that. The blog articles are done. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Good. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to commit all these up here in a minute, but I'm going to say build this app now, because we learned this the other day. Sometimes we have to build it. I'm going to stop my local dev. That's a pro tip. Always stop your local dev before you do a build, or else you'll corrupt your cache and you'll be chasing it for hours trying to figure it out. Just restart it after the build. That's why in my Claude Code file, I tell it, do not do a build unless I tell you to. Okay, because I've been burned before. Okay, why is it? Build app. See, it's like it's still in agent mode or something. It's getting on my nerves, man. I see I'm at 81%. This thing should have... Oh, there it went. Now it jumped to 32. What the heck? Look, it just compacted and didn't even tell me. It jumped from 81% to 32, and it didn't even tell me. It didn't even give me the courtesy to tell me it was compacting. Annoying, man. Freaking annoying. I'm telling you, these guys, they better step up. Look at this bug right here. Look at this garbage at the bottom of the screen. Like, it's like the words are like missing letters, like we're playing Hangman as a child or something. Like, what the heck? That's frustrating. Pay a lot of money for this tool and it's buggy. No, you run it. I want to see the errors. I want it to see the errors, so if there's an error, it can fix it. I don't have to copy paste it back in. Okay, here it comes. All right, so here comes the build, and what we're looking for is making sure our blog builds, because the last 2 times we pushed blog articles up, like, there's some error in them, and I think we fixed that last night, but I just want to check. Okay, this just take us 20-30 more seconds. Okay, so this one's done. This task is done. Okay, our security findings are fixed, the critical and the highs. Okay, what's this thing doing? Is it still trying to fix this? Okay. Okay, all those blog articles built with no errors. Okay, good. All 60 of them. So we have 60 blog articles right now. Amazing. Let's check our sitemap, make sure all that's still good. Okay, it's got timestamps on it. Okay, it still does this example stuff, but that's just like a local artifact. Like, it doesn't do that up on the production. We've tested that. Okay. Okay, I see a sitemap.xml because we built it locally. Should we not, that gets built by Vercel. Should we put that in our git ignore so that it doesn't get pushed up? Good catch, it says. Let me check if it's already in and git ignore. It's not. It should be. Yeah, we don't want to push that up there. Vercel will generate its own. And like, I don't want like this one to go into production because it says example.com in it, right? So what it just did now is it put it inside of the git ignore. So what should happen then is like this thing should get grayed out and not get and not go up to git. Okay. How come I'm still seeing it here? Why? Okay, why am I still seeing it in the unstaged changes? Stop tracking it. Okay, yes. This removes it out of the cache for Git. Okay, so we should never see that again. Okay, sweet. Just a little housekeeping. Did this thing finish? Okay, yeah, it fixed it. It fixed all that stuff now. What it wants to do is push all that up. It wants to push it up to GitHub. I'll tell it, no, we're going to push that up over here. Okay. Commit all unstaged changes, everything, and up to Git. Look what it did, up to gift. All right, it's smart enough to figure that out. All right, hey, we're good, guys. Hey, thanks for hanging out there. An extra 15 minutes. I really appreciate you guys. I don't take it lightly that each of you showed up tonight. Check me out in my free mentoring group up here, or link in the description. This video was sponsored by me. I have a number one school group on school for AI cybersecurity. You'll find me if you go to tech category. You can even find me. I usually hover around number 11, and that's the number one security group up there in the tech category. Okay, been proud of that for about a year now. We've been number one, and we have about 7,800 people in that group, and they're all working on AI and cybersecurity. Okay, and inside of there, you'll find I drop value daily. In addition to these nightly streams I'm doing, make sure that you like and subscribe here, whatever channel you're watching me on. I see we have a good crowd here. It's growing, and I appreciate that. But I want you to know a couple things. Inside of my free mentoring group, you'll find a lot of value, including a 30-day challenge. Okay, it's free, and it will change your life. It puts you on a 1-hour task every day, and you'll learn a lot of this stuff that we're doing and a whole lot more about like prompt injection and how to, secure AI and all that stuff. And then also in the classroom in there, you'll find out about my Secure Vibe Coding Masterclass. And that's a course that's not free, but it's very reasonable. And if you acquire that, then you get more access to me, including a 1-hour call with me, which I usually value at I usually consult at $500 an hour, but you get that for free just for signing up for my course, which is a fraction of that. All right. So check that out. And then in that 1-hour session, I can jam with you and figure out how to get you going and accomplish your dreams as far as vibe coding securely. And then you'll have access to me weekly. I meet with those teams or with my mentees in those groups every week on Saturdays. And then you also have access to this whole course has 10 modules in it. You get access to all the recordings of my previous meetings. It's a pretty amazing offer. So go in there and check that out, okay? Also, just be aware that tomorrow night I will not be here. And I'm just going to take Sunday off. I got some things going on. I want to go out with my wife, date night. And so that'll be tomorrow night. I will not be here. But then we'll pick it back up Monday night, and we'll start marketing this thing because it's ready. I want you guys to go to uservibes.os.ai and sign up as an affiliate. It's free. Okay, 3Ds. You never told me what ever come of that, like in terms of signing up. Like it's supposed to be international payouts. And by the way, I checked on that 3Ds, even with the company in their little AI help desk thing. They told me that, yeah, you will sign up directly through Stripe Express, and you don't need a Stripe account because you are correct. Stripe doesn't work there, but Stripe Express does. And they will connect straight with your bank account once you get on the back end. That's not through my site. That's through dub.co, which is an official company, right? So, just you can rest assured on that and go look at all their security and stuff. All right, so sign up as an affiliate here on the homepage, or I mean on the website, User Vibes OS. That's an S in there, User Vibes OS.ai. Okay, sign up here as an affiliate. Okay, and you can get 30% commissions on this thing, and we're about to launch it here next week. Right, you can go out and start promoting it next week. Okay, you follow me doing it, and then you go out and do it. Every link that you get gets tracked in the dashboard that you get access to. You can get a nice little revenue stream coming in. This is called affiliate marketing. It's a passive revenue thing. You don't do anything but promote it. You go all over the internet, every Reddit, all the places where developers are hanging out, and you tell them about this. And you drop your link in. And if they click on it, then you get tracked for life. That cookie, it's a lifetime cookie. And as long as they're a customer of mine, you get paid. Okay, so you get a third. And right now, our subscription is $19 a month. So you get $6 for everybody who signs up, $6 and some change for everybody who signs up. And you get that for as long as they're a client. And the way our app works is once you start using it, you'll probably never leave because you got like your website's gathering user feedback and stuff. Why would you leave all your user feedbacks in our site? Okay, I did that. Like I went after this problem that was one of the reasons, because it's a very sticky site. Okay, so that's a really sweet deal for you guys. You just blast it all over. Every day you go out into wherever you go and find out where developers are hanging out and start promoting this app with your link. Okay, your link will say like go.uservibesos.ai and it'll say / and it'll have like a code that you put there. You can designate the code or it'll by default be your name. Okay, but you can put whatever code you want. And then those get tracked and you get paid out internationally. Okay, something like 100 countries. Okay, so like this is for you guys, right? I want you to come along in the fun, right? I'm giving up a third of the profits to you guys, and I'm more than happy to do that. Okay, so that's how we're going to promote this, and I'm just so eager to get our first sale. That is going to be like nuts. We're going to have a live stream party. We get that first sale, it'll feel like $1 million. It'll just be $19. Okay, but it'll feel like $1 million. I can't wait. And really what we need is users more than we need money at this point. Like, cause I need 10 real users in there banging on it and telling me like what's broken. And we eat our own dog food. So inside of this site, you'll find like, here's our backend dashboard, really sexy, nice dashboard. I got all this stuff. I got this thing down here that says support. We eat our own dog food. You guys like that? Okay, there's a dog food bowl. And here they can put in right here, feature requests and bug reports. And then I get those. Okay, and this is what it looks like when they put it in their website, and they can color coordinate all this and everything. I'm telling you guys, this is the real deal. Okay, it's every bit as good. It's better than what the competitors use. I know because I've used some of the competitors, at least 2 of them. Okay, and there's only about 6 in this space. So we're coming. We're going to smack those guys, and we're going to dunk on them and take their clients. Okay, and you guys are a part of that. Come along for the ride. All right. Until then, I will see you Monday night. Okay, set your calendars, 8 p.m. New York time. Make sure that you hit the bell notification on my YouTube so that you're alerted. You'll get an email an hour before the stream, and then you get a notification, push notifications when I go live. All right, until next time, I will see you guys. Be safe. I love everyone.